Let's begin Genesis 2 with the fourth question. What differences, if any, are there in the order of events between Genesis 1 and Genesis 2? We already noted differences in perspective. Heavens and earth in Genesis 1, and earth and heavens in Genesis 2. And condition, a primeval sea in Genesis 1, and an arid landscape in Genesis 2. A further difference is in the order of creative events. In Genesis 1, it is neatly progressive: plants, animals, human beings. In Genesis 2, by contrast, it is the human first, followed by the plants in the Garden of Eden, and then animals. In a final act, God creates a woman from Adam, unlike Genesis 1, where male and female are created simultaneously. According to Genesis 2:7, in the bottom right of the slide, when God created the first human, God did so from the dust of the ground. This represents the first wordplay in chapter 2. Ha'adam, the human, is fashioned from Adamah, the ground. The qualification, dust of the ground, is an Israelite repudiation of commonly held beliefs about the nature of creation in the ancient Near East. In the Mesopotamian epics of Enuma Elish and Atrahasis, humans are made out of mud mixed with the blood of an evil deity. Thus, Mesopotamian religion advocated a form of original sin, whereby every human was viewed as inherently evil from birth. In the Bible, there is not even a hint of evil-tainted soil. We are free to choose and are responsible for our own actions. But there is still the problem of order, since many believe that for the Bible to be God's Word, there can be no factual inconsistency in the Bible. The way the NIV editors dealt with this potential theological issue was to alter the meaning of the Hebrew tenses. As you know, Hebrew has two tenses: the perfect, which describes completed action, and the imperfect, which describes incomplete action. There is no such thing as a present perfect, past perfect, or any other time-sensitive tense in Hebrew. This is a Greek and also English phenomenon. So to harmonize Genesis 2:19 with Genesis 1:25, the NIV editors rendered the perfect tense yatsar, formed, as an English past perfect, had formed, implying that God had already created the animals before Adam. But it is dishonest to change the plain meaning of a verb because it contradicts something stated elsewhere. If one takes Genesis 2 at face value and doesn't try to adjust its meaning to fit our theological presuppositions, we actually gain a deeper theological understanding of the passage. When God creates the first human, God sees that he's alone and in need of companionship. So God created the animals as what is called an ezer kenegdo, literally a help or power as his opposite. This expression is best translated as companion, partner, or complement. But after bringing the animals to the human, we learn that he finds no correspondence among them. So God goes back to work by putting the human into a deep sleep and building him a woman. Adam then exclaims, Zotapam, this time, bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. Thus, God's attempt to create an ezer kenegdo for Adam in the animals is finally met with the creation of woman. This is when the human is first distinguished as a man, ish, in relation to a woman, isha, another obvious wordplay in Hebrew. As in the case of Genesis 1, Genesis 2 is also an opportunity to both embrace and celebrate the differences, thus enhancing the Bible's distinctive message.